All right. Happy Wednesday, everybody. I'm Sabrina, and we are starting off this morning on our backs, which I know sounds amazing. So starting off on your back, feet together, knees apart. This is called Supta Baddha Konasana. And you can have a couple blocks for yourself today, or you may choose to even have a strap. If you don't have a strap, have a belt, a scarf, or maybe even a towel handy, especially if it's hard for you to get your arms to wrap around and interlace your fingers. I'd recommend having a strap or a belt for that. I'm going to change one thing on the camera view so I can see better. All right. There we go. So again, starting off on our backs this morning. And we're starting off in Supta Baddha Konasana. So that is butterfly pose on your back. Bringing the feet onto the mat, feet come together, knees go apart. Take your arms just out to the side, palms up or down. In the subtle body of yoga, we say palms up if you would like to receive, palms down if you need to be more grounded today. So either one, and just soften those eyes or allow your eyes to close. And we'll take a few inhales and exhales here. So take a deep inhale through your nose, everything that it took to log on today. And exhale, sigh it out your mouth. Just let it go. Inhaling anything you have up and coming. Exhale it out your mouth. Let it go. One last time, deep breath in through your nose, anything still lingering on. Exhale it out of your mouth. Let it go. Now allow your inhales and exhales as much as you can just to come through your nose. Allow the breath to start at your low belly, travel through the stomach, the rib cage, up into your heart. See if you can sip in just a little more air, filling up right below the collarbone. And exhale, it releases all back and down. Inhaling again from the lowest part of your belly. Allow that air to travel all the way up. And on the exhale, it gently releases back and down. Soft and smooth breathing here. Building a connection between the mind, the body, and the breath. And we're waking up the inner leg, finding a stretch from the inner leg. Few more inhales and exhales. Use your hands to come outside your knees, bringing the knees together, feet onto your mat, windshield wiper your knees from side to side. Allow the legs to come to neutral. Hug your knees in towards your chest. Gently rock side to side here, massaging the low back. Happy baby pose. Heels of the feet up towards the ceiling, grabbing the outside edges of your feet, release your thighs down. And again, find that inner stretch in the legs, as well as waking up the hamstrings. And you might rock side to side here on your back as well. Find stillness in your happy baby pose, moving those knees closer towards you, finding that stretch in the hamstrings and the inner leg. Keep the right leg exactly where it's at and take your left foot down onto the mat. So option, You can keep your left foot on the mat, knee pointing up towards the ceiling, or you may start to straighten out your left leg towards the front of the room. And if you're able to straighten out your left leg, flex through the left foot, release the left thigh down towards the mat. So still stretching through that right inner leg, that right hamstring, and now including the top of your left leg, which is your hip flexor. Breathe. And we'll switch. Left leg moves into happy baby. Right foot either comes down onto the mat, knee up towards the ceiling. You can stay right here. If you'd like, you may start to straighten out your right leg, flexing to the right foot, keeping the right thigh moving down towards the mat. And just finding that stretch on the opposite side. Allow the right leg to move back into happy baby, rocking side to side here on your backs. Hug both knees in towards your chest. Start to rock and roll back and forth along your spine as if you're rolling like a ball. And we'll settle into my least favorite pose. If you know me, it's Navasana. So option toes. Your hands can be flexing through your toes. Your hands can be behind your thighs and you're flexing through your toes, your knees bent, or you can straighten the legs up towards the ceiling. You can bring your hands behind. You can take your hands out. You have so many variations here to fight for you. And breathe. Great job, guys. From Navasana, we're lowering to our Ardha Navasana, and then we're coming back up. Again, my least favorite thing to do, I know. Ardha Navasana, bring it back up. Two more. Ardha Navasana, bring it back up. Last one. Ardha Navasana, bring it back up. Here comes the fun part. Feet come down onto your mat, and then move together, knees apart. Baddha Konasana. It's a lot of the same sounding words, right? But it's our butterfly pose. And we'll sit up nice and tall for this Baddha Konasana. Just finding that stretch in the inner leg out into the knees. Rolling our shoulders back and down, opening up through our chest. We need that same opening and that lift that we have here when we move through Navasana and Ardha Navasana. Bring your hands outside your knees. Unfortunately, we have a couple more rounds of boat pose. So picking up your feet, whichever variation works best for you. We're leaning back, Ardha Navasana, and then we're coming up for Navasana. Lean it back, come back up, lean it back, come back up. Last one, lean it back, come back up, feet go down, knees out to the side. Butterfly pose or Baddha Konasana. Sit up nice and tall and breathe. Great job, everybody. See if you can stay connected with your breath as you move through those poses. I know we tend to hold our breath when we do ab work. Allow the hands to come outside the knees, bringing your feet back onto your mat, then picking up your feet. One last round. Ardha Navasana, Navasana. Just moving back. We do this 4 times. If you need a few more extra times in there and you want to slide them in, feel free to do so. The next time you bring the feet down, knees outside. Finding your Baddha Konasana, this time you can forward fold. So you can hinge from your hips, releasing your head down towards your toes. And breathe. Inhale yourself back up. Here comes the fun part. We're not doing Navasana to our Navasana a whole bunch of times. So what we're going to do, find our Navasana, pick up our feet, find that lift, and then we'll roll onto our backs, hug our knees in towards our chest. I know we're happy to hear that. Start to rock and roll back and forth along your spine as if you're rolling like a ball. And see if you can build up enough momentum and using your abdominal strength to bring your feet onto your mat and come all the way up to standing. So standing at the top of your mat, hands outside your hips, palms facing the front, rolling your shoulders back and down. Grounding down through your feet, sending that energy up through the crown of the head. Breathe here, Tadasana, mountain pose. Inhale takes your arms up above you. On your exhale, forward fold it down, hinging from your hips. Inhale to lengthen your spine halfway. Your hands may be on your shins here, drawing your chest in between the arms. Exhale to forward fold it back down. Grounding down through your feet. Inhale takes the arms up above you, palms press, hands to our heart center. Let's do that a few more times, half salutes. Inhale, circle the arms up above you. On the exhale, we hinge from our hips, forward folding down. Inhale to lengthen up halfway, draw the chest in between the arms. Exhale, forward fold again. Ground down through your feet. Inhale takes the arms up above you, palms press, hands to our heart center. One last time. Inhale takes the arms up above you. Exhale, hinge from your hips and forward fold it down. Inhale to lengthen up halfway. Exhale it down. Ground down through your feet. Inhale takes the arms up above you. Palms press, hands to our heart center. Take a moment here. Breathe. Your next inhale, take your arms up above you. On your exhale, release your hands behind your back, interlace your fingers, shoot your knuckles down towards the mat. Find that broadening in the collarbones. Have a bend in your knees as you hinge from your hips and forward fold with the hands interlaced, taking the arms up above you. Now, if it's hard to interlace the fingers, you can always grab a hold of a strap or a towel or a belt and bring that in between the hands. Releasing the fingers down towards the toes, we'll inhale to lengthen up halfway. Exhale, plants the hands down, stepping back into plank pose. It's our first plank of the day, so you can have the knees down if you need it. We're grounding down through the hands, finding that rotation in the upper arms, biceps forward, triceps back, extending back to the heels of the feet. Take an inhale. On your exhale, option to lower the knees down. You're lowering all the way down onto your bellies, bringing the forehead down onto the mat. Interlace the fingers behind the back, press all the way out into your pinky toe. We're keeping the toes glued down as we inhale, lifting the head, neck, and chest for a modified cobra. Exhale to release down, plant your hands down, pressing up into plank pose, and send it up and back, downward facing dog. Take a few inhales and exhales here in down dog. Soft and smooth breathing. First downward dog of the class. So notice your body may need to pedal out its feet, moving your hips from side to side. You may automatically start to find stillness. One's not better than the other, just where your body is at today. Come high up into the heels of your feet, bend your knees, look up towards your hands, walk or jump to the top of the mat. Inhale, lengthens our spine halfway. Exhale to forward fold it down. Grounding down through our feet, inhale takes the arms up above us, palms press, hands to our heart center. Inhale takes the arms up above us. On the exhale, release the hands behind the back, interlace your fingers, shoot your knuckles down towards the mat, have a slight bend in your knees. And on the exhale, we'll forward fold down. Keeping the hands up towards the ceiling, releasing the fingertips now towards the toes. Inhale to lengthen the spine halfway. Exhale, plants the hands down, step back into plank pose. Yogi's choice, knees up or down. We're lowering all the way down onto our bellies, releasing our toes back behind us, interlacing our fingers. Inhale, lifts the head, neck, and chest. Exhale it down. Plant your hands down near the ribs, press yourself up into a plank pose, and back into downward facing dog. Take a few inhales and exhales here in down dog. Grounding down through the hands, sending that energy up and back into your hips, extending your thighs back behind you, moving your chest a little closer to your thighs. Come high up into the heels of your feet, bend your knees, look up towards your hands, walk or jump to the top of the mat. Inhale to lengthen the spine, exhale it down. Ground down through your feet, inhale takes the arms up above you, palms press, hands to our heart center. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, we release the hands behind the back, interlacing the fingers, broadening through our collarbones, having a slight bend in the knees. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, hinge from the hips, forward fold. Releasing the fingertips down towards the toes. We'll inhale to lengthen the spine. Exhale, plants the hands down, step back into plank pose. Now it's yogi's choice. You can take the vinyasa traditionally, or you'll lower all the way down onto your bellies, releasing your toes back behind you, interlacing your fingers. Inhale to lift your head, neck, and chest. Exhaling it down. Plant your hands down, pressing up and back into a downward facing dog. Take a few breaths here in down dog. Soft and smooth breathing. Walk your feet out as wide as your mat. Walk your hands back towards your feet. Wide leg forward fold, hang loose a little bit. Grab opposite elbow, sway side to side. Have a nice deep bend in your knees, allowing the crown of the head to release down towards the mat. Release your fingertips down towards your toes. Turn your heels in, your toes out, Malasana, yogi squat. Allow your hands to come to heart center. And I've mentioned this before, but sometimes the heels of the feet are up here, and that's perfectly fine. You can roll the back of your mat and put it underneath the heels of the feet. Or if you have a blanket handy, you can always bring your feet onto a blanket. If you'd like, you can always perch up onto a block here, bringing a block right underneath your sits bones and using that to help you find your balance. But there's this lift from the pubic bone into the belly button, up into the chest. Breathe. If you think about the shape, it's similar to your happy baby, right? Same exact shape with the legs. Let's take the left hand down, right fingertips up and twist. And then we'll switch right hand down, left fingertips up. Take your left hand down, right fingertips up. You may stay here. Some of you will wrap your right hand behind your back. Left hand moves outside that left knee, and maybe you grasp hands here. It's a maybe. I'll turn to the back so you can see what that looks like. It's a maybe, you may not. If you have your towel or your strap handy, you can also use that to elongate the arms. And then we'll switch sides. So we'll take the right hand down, left arm up. We'll sweep that left arm behind our back. Right arm sweeps outside that knee to the hip, and they meet there, right at that outer hip area. And we open up our chest. We find that twist again. Allow yourself to come back to neutral. Both fingertips down, straighten your legs, find your forward fold, and breathe. Great job, guys. Inhale to lengthen the spine. On the exhale, walk your hands out, downward facing dog. Take a few inhales here in downward dog. Soft and smooth breathing. Inhale, extend your right leg up and back, three-legged dog. Open up that right hip, circle out that right hip. Keep all 10 fingers glued down onto your mat. Take the leg straight back behind you. On the exhale, right knee to right elbow, crunch it in. Inhale it up and back. Exhale, right knee to left elbow. Inhale it up and back. Exhale, right knee to nose, pause. Shift your hips forward, step the foot to the top of the mat. Grounding down through your feet on your inhale, come all the way up. Crescent pose, breathe. You may have to adjust yourself in crescent, so you may walk your right foot a little more to the right. You may have a slight bend in your left knee, still waking up that hip flexor. But we all guide ourselves towards the front of the room, squaring our rib cage to the front, extending up through the fingertips. Release your hands behind your back, interlace your fingers, shoot your knuckles down, broaden through your collarbones. Inhale the arms up. On your exhale, release the hands down, framing that right foot, left hand down, right fingertips up, find your twist. This twist comes from the upper body. Bottom ribs forward, top ribs back. Exhale to release your right hand down. This time, bring it inside the right ankle. Walk your right foot to the side, lizard lunge, staying up on our hands and keeping our left knee lifted for this one. We're just opening up that right inner leg. Breathe. If you want to come down onto the forearms, you can, but you don't have to. If you are on your forearms, come back up onto your hands. We've done this before. Steady yourself on the right side as you step that left foot up. Heels in, toes out. Find your malasana, yogi squat, breathe. Our garland pose here. Release your fingertips down, straighten your legs, forward fold, feet are parallel with your mat. Inhale to lengthen the spine. On the exhale, plant the hands down. It's your choice. You can take that modified vinyasa. You may take traditional vinyasa, lowering halfway down, rolling over your toes, draw the chest in between the arms for up dog. And then on the exhale, we send the hips up and back for downward facing dog. Few inhales and exhales here. Grounding down through all 10 fingers. We inhale that left leg up and back, and we open up the left hip. Circling it. Take the leg back behind you. On the exhale, left knee, left elbow, crunch it in. Inhale it up and back. Exhaling it to the right elbow. Inhale it up and back. Exhale, knee to nose, pause. Shift your hips forward. Step the left foot to the top of the mat. Grounding down through your feet. Come all the way up. Crescent pose on the left. Breathe. Guiding our hips to neutral, squaring our rib cage forward. We'll release our hands behind our back. See if you can change the interlace of your fingers. And on your inhale, shoot the knuckles down, broadening through your collarbones. Maybe gaze up towards the ceiling. Inhale your arms up. Exhale to release the hands down, framing that left foot, right hand down, left fingertips up, and twist. Breathe. Firming into the left hip, extending back to that right leg. Exhale to release the left hand down. Bring it inside that left ankle, lizard lunge. Now option, you can stay up on the hands, you can come down to the forearms. I would recommend staying up on the hands because you're gonna come back there anyway. And it's almost like a plank position in the arms. So you're building up strength there. When you're ready, steady through that left side. Keep firming into that left hip as you take the right foot to the top of the mat. You might lose your balance like I just did. Sinking your hips down, malasana, garland pose, breathe. Release your fingertips down, straighten your legs, forward fold, feet are parallel. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, plant the hands down, either traditional vinyasa or the modified, or you can skip it. And if you skip it, just hold plank and meet us in down dog. Deep inhale, deep exhale. Deep inhale and deep exhale. Let's do that one more time. Inhaling the right leg up and back. Opening up that hip, circle the hip. Take the leg back behind you. Exhale to the right elbow. Inhale it up and back. Exhale to our left elbow. Inhale it up and back. Exhale, knee to nose. Shift the hips forward. Step the foot to the top of the mat. Ground down through your feet. Come all the way up. Crescent pose on the right. And breathe. Nice deep bend in the front knee. Tracking it with the second toe. Guiding ourselves to neutral. Releasing our hands behind the back. Interlace your fingers. Shoot your knuckles down. Open up through the chest. Inhale the arms up. Exhale to release the hands down, framing that right foot, left hand down, right fingertips up, twist. Exhale to release that right hand down. Bring it inside the ankle, lizard lunge, hold. Knee stays up for this one. Breathe. Steady to the right side, step the left foot up to meet the right. And then sink those hips down, malasana. Breathe. Garland pose. Now option, find that twist, left hand down, right arm up. You may even find the bind, reaching the hands back and interlacing the hands here. And what we do to one side, we do to the opposite. So switch sides, maybe just take the twist, or maybe you take the bind. Releasing both fingertips down, we straighten our legs, finding a forward fold. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to plant the hands down, traveling through a vinyasa if you choose. Exhale, halfway down, rolling over the toes, draw the chest in between the arms, upward dog. Exhale the hips up and back for downward dog. Breathe here. Inhale takes our left leg up and back, opening up that left hip. Circle it out. Take the leg back behind you. Exhale to the left elbow. Inhale it up and back. Exhaling to our right elbow. Inhale it up and back. Exhale, knee to nose. Shift your hips forward. Step the foot to the top of the mat. Grounding down through our feet. We'll come all the way up. Crescent pose. Breathe. Release the hands behind the back. Interlace the fingers. Broaden through the collarbones. Breathe. Inhaling the arms up. Exhale to release the hands down. Right hand down. Left arm up. Twist. Exhale to release the left hand down. Moving it inside the left ankle. Take the foot out to the side a bit. Lizard lunge. Breathe here. Steady yourself to the left side. We're stepping that right foot right outside the right pinky, sinking the hips down, Malasana garland pose. Breathe. Find that lift from the pubic bone to the belly button to the heart. And find your bind if you're taking it or your twist. This time starting with right hand down, left arm up, finding the bind, opening up to the chest, twist, and then switch sides. Option just for the twist or the bind. Release both hands down, straighten your legs, parallel your feet, forward fold. Inhale to lengthen the spine. Exhale, plant the hands down, stepping back for a vinyasa. Exhale, halfway down, chaturanga. Roll over the toes, draw the chest in between the arms, upward dog. Exhaling our hips up and back, downward dog. Deep breath in and deep breath out. Deep breath in and deep breath out. Walk your feet out as wide as your mat, walking your hands back towards your feet. Hang loose a little bit, grab opposite elbows, sway side to side, and breathe. Release your fingertips down towards your toes, hands on your hips, ground down through your feet, come all the way up to standing. Walk your feet in together till they touch, and I'll face you guys. And this time I'll mirror, because I haven't been mirroring. Ground down through your left foot, firm into your left hip. Hug your right knee in towards you. Pause here. Bring that right hand, or your left hand, excuse me, to your left hip. Take your right knee out to the side. Bring it back to center. Take it out to the side. Bring it back to center. Take it out to the side. Grab a hold of your ankle, moving that foot inside your right thigh. Now you can stay here. You can find tree pose here and be steady. You can stay. If you want to challenge yourself and bring your hands to your heart, you may do so. And if that means you have to lower your left foot, or excuse me, your right foot, down. It's the ability at length. Maybe grow those branches up towards the ceiling for the last few inhales and exhales. And then release, shake it out a little bit. Now grounding down through the right foot, firming into that right hip. Hug your left knee in towards you. Take a moment, find your stability and your balance here. Take the right hand to the right hip, take the left knee out to the side. Bring it back to center, take it out to the side. Bring it back to center, take it out to the side. Allow your hand to move down to your ankle, bringing the foot inside the thigh. Now you may stay right here. You may go ahead and move those hands towards the heart, palms pressing. You may have to lower your foot to do so. Extending the fingertips up towards the ceiling, and we breathe. And notice the shape of your bent leg. That same shape as your malasana, same shape as your happy baby. Then gently release, shake it out a little bit. Great job, guys. Let's meet at the top of our mat. Bend your knees, sit your hips nice and low, chair pose, sweep up your arms. Take a look down at your toes. If you can't see your toes, shift your knees a little further back. Then inhale up to standing, palms press, hands to our heart center. Sit back down nice and low, chair pose, sweep up your arms. Exhale, hinge from your hips and forward, fold it down. Inhale to lengthen the spine halfway. Exhale, plant the hands down, traveling through a vinyasa, or you can skip it. Inhale for upward dog. Exhale, hips up and back. Downward dog. Take a few inhales and exhales here. Soft and smooth breathing. Take an inhale. Exhale the hips down into plank pose. Draw your right knee towards the right elbow. Take it to the left elbow. Take it to center, hold. Find that scooping motion in the belly. Now send the leg up and back for three-legged dog. Great job, guys. Exhale, bend the knee, step the right foot to the top of the mat. Ground down through the outer edge of the left heel, keeping our hips neutral, coming all the way up. Warrior one, breathe. So it's harder to keep our hips neutral here, but what we do is draw our right hip back, left hip slightly forward, and we square our rib cage forward. Release the hands behind the back, interlace the fingers, shoot the knuckles down, broaden through your collarbones. On your exhale, humble warrior. Finding that nice dance, that dance between strength and releasing. Still firming in to that right hip, finding a release as we forward fold with the top half of our body. Round down through your feet, your next inhale. The arms help pull you back up, warrior one. Exhale to release the hands down, stepping back for your vinyasa. If you choose, you can always skip this. And we'll meet in down dog. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Your next exhale, lower your hips down into plank. Left knee to left elbow. Take it to the right. Take it to center. We hold. Find that little lift in the low belly. Send it up and back. Three-legged dog. Exhale, bend the knee, step the foot to the top of the mat. Ground down to the outer edge of the right heel. Pelvis stays neutral as much as you can as you come up. Warrior one. Grounding down through that front foot. Nice deep bend in the front knee. Grounding down to the outer edge of the right heel. Breathe. Release the hands behind the back. Interlace your fingers, shoot your knuckles down, open the chest, and exhale, humble warrior. Find that release. Bend down to your feet, come back up, warrior one. Exhale to release the hands down, framing your left foot, stepping back for a vinyasa. Again, you can skip this, and we'll all meet up and back for down dog. Deep breath in, and deep breath out. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Take an inhale. On the exhale, walk or jump to the top of your mat. Inhale to lengthen our spines halfway. Exhale to forward fold. Bend your knees, sit your hips nice and low. Chair pose, sweep up those arms, breathe. Inhale up to standing, palms press, hands to our heart center. Sit back down, nice and low, chair pose, breathe. Exhale to forward fold. Inhale to lengthen halfway. Exhale to plant the hands down, traveling through a vinyasa. Exhaling chaturanga. Inhale for upward dog. Exhale it up and back. Down dog. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Great job, guys. Grounding down through your hands. Draw your right knee in towards your nose without taking the leg up and back. Shift your hips forward, step that right foot to the top of the mat. Ground down through the outer edge of your left heel. Come all the way up, warrior one once again. Breathe. Palms pressed, hands to our heart center. Walk your foot more to the center of the mat, opening up your chest to the side. Warrior two. Breathe. Take an inhale. Take an exhale. Grounding down through that front foot. It's intersecting either your back arch or heel to heel alignment. Grounding down through the outer edge of the back foot and activating through your back leg. Inhale to lengthen forward, forearm to your thigh. Left arm sweeps alongside your ear, side angle. Now, option is stay here. Some of you will experiment with just wrapping your top hand, your left arm, behind your back, grabbing the top of your right thigh. That may be enough of the bind today. Roll that left shoulder open. Some of you, with a little more mobility in the shoulders, may reach underneath the right hip, or right thigh, excuse me, and interlace the fingers. And bend deeply back into your right knee. And breathe. Option to use a strap here. I'm straightening my leg for a second, caught a little cramp. And breathe. It's early, I know. Come back up for warrior two. Exhale to windmill the hands down, stepping back for a vinyasa or save your energy for the other side. And we'll all meet up and back for down dog. Deep breath in and deep breath out. Without taking the leg up and back, we draw the left knee in. We shift our hips forward. We step to the top of the mat. We ground down to the outer edge of the right heel. We come all the way up. Warrior one. Transitioning to warrior two. Walk the foot over, palms press, hands to the heart, and open up the chest to the side. Breathe. Inhale to lengthen forward, forearm to your thigh, right arm alongside your ear. So it's a little easier to see because I'm facing the back now. So you'll wrap that top hand around the back, grabbing the top of your left thigh. You may stay here. This is a bind. Some of you will reach underneath that left leg. You can even use your strap to do so. Grab a hold of the right hand and bind. Breathe. Great job, guys. Opening up the chest, roll that right shoulder back, and then come back up, warrior two. Exhale to windmill the hands down, stepping back for a vinyasa if you choose. And we all meet up and back for down dog. Deep breath in and deep breath out. Deep breath in and deep breath out. Great job, guys. We're keeping with that momentum. Draw your right knee in towards your nose. Shift your hips forward, step to the top of the mat. This time, ground down to the outer edge of the left heel, keeping your foot more to the center of the mat, allowing your front foot to intersect that back arch. Windmill the arms up, warrior two. Great job, everybody. Lengthen forward on the inhale, forearm to your thigh, left arm alongside your ear. Now, option is to stay right here. You may wrap that left hand behind the back, grabbing the top of the right thigh. You may reach around and interlace the fingers, finding your bind, and breathe. You may play with straightening the leg. This is just a bound triangle, or you may just hold. If you ever start to get crampy in your leg, straighten it. I do it all the time. So here comes the fun part, what you'll either love me or hate me for. So hold the bend in the knee. I'm like laughing because I know what's coming next for myself too. So we'll start to hop that left foot in, the back foot. And we'll put what I like to call a high heel or a Barbie shoe, which I got from my teacher in Texas, on that right foot. So the right heel's lifted. We root down through that left foot like we would for a tree pose. And then we'll get light in our right foot, maybe. Whew, haven't done this in a while. I'm losing my balance too. That's what's the problem with being live. You might lose your balance. There we go. Whew. It's been a long time since I've done this. What's really funny about this bird of paradise, I used to hate this pose. Now I love it. It's kind of my signature pose. I'm in all the yoga works like advertisements doing this pose. I haven't done it in like 6 months, so this is interesting to feel. You may even play with straightening out your leg. Maybe not. I'm not straightening today either. And then to come out, take the right foot down. We'll come into it another way. Step the left foot back. Find warrior two. Don't worry. We'll try another time. Windmill those hands down. And then move through a vinyasa, or save your energy. I'm saving it for the other side. And moving up and back. Down dog. All right. Left side knows what's coming. Good chance here, right? So we will draw the left knee in, shift our hips forward, step the foot to the top of the mat, ground down to the outer edge of the back foot, windmill the arms up, warrior two. Lengthen forward, forearms to the thigh. Right arm alongside your ear, side angle. You may just stay here. Reach your hand behind your back. Find that bind, interlacing the fingers underneath that left thigh. Hop your right foot in. Ground down to the right foot. Find a high heel on that left foot. Start to get light in your left toes. Breathe. Okay, that side was better. Probably because I'm not looking at the camera. You may straighten your legs. I don't think I have enough room, but you may not. And to come out of it as skillfully and as gracefully as we can. We lower that left foot down. We drop that right foot to the back of the mat. We come up, warrior two. Exhale the windmill, the hands down. Vinyasa, if you really want to take it or save your strength, I'm going to try bird of paradise a different way. And send it up and back, down dog. Take a huge cleansing breath. Big inhale through your nose. Exhale it out your mouth. Walk your feet towards your hands towards your feet. Find a forward fold. And just breathe. Take a moment to find your breath. And breathe. Release your fingertips down towards your toes. So we'll find bird of paradise in a different way. Then you can just stay here and rest in your forward fold. And I'll show you a few different ways to get into it. So starting from the ground up, what we'll do, I won't marry you guys this time. It'll be too confusing for my brain this morning. So we'll ground down through the left foot, firm into the left hip. Bend into your right knee. Find that little high heel, that lift in the right foot. Reach your right arm in between the legs, underneath the right thigh. Reach your left arm behind the back. Grab a hold of your fingers. Option, use a strap to elongate the arms. Now really root down to that left side. Get light in your right toes. That was better. Bird of paradise. You can straighten the leg, you don't have to. I'll attempt. Okay, that was better than I thought. And then we'll bend back into the knee. We'll release the right foot down. And we'll release our hands. Hang loose a bit. Nod your head yes and no. And just breathe. We have one more side to try. And then I'll show you a really easy way to get into it as well. So what's the importance of bird of paradise, right? It's important because you're finding this rooting down sensation, just like you would for a tree pose. And then you find flight when you find that lift. Couple inhales and exhales here. Now, ground down to the right foot, firm into the right hip. Your right leg is a tree pose leg. Reach your left hand in between the legs and behind that left thigh. Reach your right arm behind the back, interlace the fingers. Root down to the right side, lift in the left. Breathe. You may just stay right here. Notice this shape with the legs, it's happy baby, and it's your garland pose, your malasana. You may straighten out the leg, ooh, kind of, and you may not. And then we'll take it down. Great job, everyone. Hang loose. Give yourself a hug as you hang loose because that was a lot of work, and it's not even 9 a.m. So great job, guys. Release your fingertips down towards your toes. Inhale, lengthens. Exhale, forward fold. Bend your knees, sit your hips nice and lower. Good for in chair pose. Sweep up those arms and lower all the way down to seated. Good job. Heels of the feet come together, knees apart. Baddha Konasana, butterfly. And this is the same shape again with the legs that you had in your bird of paradise and all your other poses. Inhale to lengthen, exhale, forward fold. Breathe. Inhale yourself up. Move the feet a little more out in front of you. So now we're stretching more in the outer hips. Inhale to lengthen, exhale, forward fold. Inhale up, hands outside your knees. Bring your feet on your mat. Roll down onto your backs. Windshield wiper your knees from side to side. Allow the legs to come back to neutral. Walk your feet into your knees or over your ankles. Keep your feet parallel, grounding down through your feet. Inhale, picks up the hips, tuck and roll your shoulders underneath you. Interlace the fingers underneath your back if you'd like. You can grab the outside edges of your mat or another variation with the arms. Breathe, bridge pose. Exhale, releases the hips down. Windshield wiper your knees side to side. Allow the legs to come back to neutral. Let's do one more bridge pose. Grounding down through your feet, inhale to pick up the hips. Tuck and roll your shoulders underneath you, interlacing your fingers underneath the back. Breathe. Exhale to release it down. Windshield wiper knees from side to side. Allow the legs to come back to neutral. Cross your right ankle over your left knee. Thread the needle, reach behind that thigh, move the legs in towards you. And the more you keep your right foot flexed, your right knee moving forward, you'll find a stretch in that outer hip down into the right glute. You have the option, if you'd like, to straighten the left leg, you can. For me, that takes some of the pressure off the right, but I like to find that stretch. So sometimes I keep the left knee bent. And then gently release, switching out your legs. Moving the leg into you. Left knee keeps moving forward, left foot stays flexed, and you'll find that stretch. And then uncross your leg. Hug your knees in towards your chest. Bring one hand on either knee or shin and take some hip circles here. Taking the knees out away from the body, across the body. Giving your hips some love. And whichever direction you're moving, move in the opposite direction. Allow the legs to come together. Cross your right knee over your left like you're sitting cross-legged in a chair, grabbing a hold of your shins, your ankles, or your feet, and move the legs in towards you. This should feel really nice because everything else today, our legs have been going apart. There's this stretch from the inner leg out, and now we're bringing everything in. And then we'll switch. And cross the legs, hug your knees in towards your chest. Happy baby pose, heels the feet up towards the ceiling, grab the outside edges of your feet, release your thighs down. And take a moment, think about your bird of paradise. Your leg that's bent is basically in a happy baby pose when you're starting to bring it up. That's why we started with these happy babies, these garland poses, malasana, even tree pose. There's the same kind of shape with the legs. Hug your knees back in towards your chest. Take your arms out to the side. Finding our twist, dropping the knees over to the right, gazing to the left. And then switch. Allow yourself to come back to neutral, hugging your knees back in towards your chest. Let your forehead come up towards your knees. Squeeze tight like a ball. Give yourself love and gratitude for your practice. And on the exhale, release the arms and legs out away from the body, finding your resting pose or shavasana. And give your body fully permission to relax here. Relaxing the muscles around the eyes, where there's nothing left to see. The muscles around the mouth, where there's nothing left to say. Ideas will come to mind. Sounds will come to your ears. You can acknowledge them and allow them to pass. I invite you to stay in your shavasana for as long as you need. If you are ready to come out, you may begin to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Roll your wrists and ankles. Extend your arms back behind you for a full body stretch back. Hug your knees back in towards your chest, forehead up towards the knees. Squeeze tight like a ball once again. Giving yourself love and gratitude for your practice this morning. Making your way up to any comfortable seated position, allowing your eyes to close, your hands meet at your heart center. Honoring the light or what is good in you, as you honor the light or what is good in others, and being the light for those who need it. Namaste.